Hi everyone, I'm Sam. I'm an artist and I help other artists to grow in skills and confidence with my online drawing membership, The Joy of Drawing. And I also help other creatives to turn their art hobby into a business, doing something that they love every day and really getting them started on the right foot. So in this video, I'm going to be talking about your art style and what's really important to grow a following, and that is niching. I really hope you enjoy the video. So niching, what does that actually mean? And I've got to say that I've been thinking about this a lot more recently. I've always heard that you need to niche down, and I didn't really know what that actually meant. Does it mean that you need to just draw one thing forever in one medium? And as us creatives, and maybe a lot of you can relate to this, we just want to try everything. We want to try all these different mediums, all these different subject matters, give that a go. You know, can I draw something shiny? Can I draw something furry? Can I draw something with feathers or botanicals? There's just so many things that you want to be able to create, and you probably have got, you're multifaceted. You might have other hobbies as well. You're just creative. It's in your soul and you just need to create whatever it is. So what does it mean to actually niche down? Now, it's very different if you're doing this as a hobby. Do whatever you like, up to you. Whatever you want to do, you do. But when it comes to a business and trying to create a little bit of a following and get, lift your head up from the crowd of the thousands of other people doing very similar things to you, it is really important to have some kind of niche. Now, what does that mean? And I'm trying to figure mine out, and I'm always figuring mine out. We're evolving all of the time. But what I found is that you don't need to be, watertight on one thing. You don't need to just use one medium, but there should be something that ties all of your work together. So whether it's a style, whether it's a subject matter. So for me, I love to draw wildlife and different animals and birds and add a little bit of botanics in that. It's not British wildlife, it could be African wildlife as well. I just love animals and birds, and it just seems so broad. So then what I thought is, should I just pick one animal to do? Should I just draw horses in a style? Because I've always loved horses, I've always had a passion for them, I find them amazing, but I also find them really difficult to draw. So I started that journey for a little while and I thought, this is too niche. I'm gonna be bored. I'm gonna find myself putting myself in a box that's too small. So then I started to think it's more about, it could be that you want to focus on light, for example, that you really have that eye for the contrast and the light that's coming down. It could be that you do seascapes, but there's a variety of different seascapes. It's quite a broad niche. It could be that you just draw birds. It could be that you just draw big cats. That could be your thing. It doesn't mean that you can't draw anything else. Of course it doesn't. You can do that on the side. But to grow a business and to start to become known and create a following on social media, having some kind of style that somebody can look at your work and think, I know who the artist is. A lot of the time we put our own personalities in it anyway. If you have two artists that do one reference photo, obviously the reference photo is exactly the same, but they've put their own little spin on it. Some realistic artists have like a stylized, they do outlines on it, or it's very dark, or they do stylized curls and stylized fur, and that's their style. So it's really great because you know who it is immediately as soon as you see it. And I've always struggled with that. And I wonder if that's because I'm looking at my own work. You're not as objective in a positive way with your own work. So what I found is that the important thing is, whatever it is, whatever you get an inkling for, it needs to fill you with joy. It needs to be something that you love to create, because if you don't love it, then it's not sustainable. You're going to get fed up, like I did with the horses. So for me, I've broadened my niche a little bit, but I'm working on a different style and it's so much fun. It doesn't mean I can't do the other styles as well, but I want to start becoming known for this kind of style, the kind of realism cross the abstract-y, have a little bit of fun with it, maybe mixed media, just having a little bit of a play. But what you'll find is that when you create a volume of work, when you start to create like a collection, they need to tie together somehow. I was finding that all of my work, when I used to take them to shows and I would put them up, they were just disjointed. There was a common theme, as in it was animals and things, but then I'd have like a little dandelion clock, and then I would have a random daisy, and it wasn't cohesive. And it could be colourful, it doesn't have to be it could be a colour scheme, it could be that you just use a certain colour palette. I mean, that could be a really great niche. It could be eclectic, but there needs to be something that pulls it together. It's a bit like decorating a living room, you know, having an accent colour or a couple of colours. Or branding, you know, using the same branding. It's got to be aesthetically pleasing for whatever reason that is. And it doesn't mean that you need to really put yourself into a box, but it does need to all tie together. And how can you look at your collection objectively to work out what the theme is? It needs to have some kind of style or some kind of theme running through it. What you really want is for people to see your work and know it's from you without even having to find out. That's the goal. So have a look at your work, have a look at it objectively and see if it is cohesive, if it's got a theme or some kind of style running through it. And if not, how can you tie it together? And it could just be a little bit of a tweak. It could just be that you stick to a collection of animals or a collection of birds. And it could be quite a fun project to do. That could be your collection. But it doesn't need to be as tight as that it gets really dull and really boring and you lose interest in it really quickly. So it's important to do something that fills you with joy, that makes you feel good, and that you know that you can keep going. I really hope you found that helpful. If you have any questions, because it's such a broad subject, then please do let me know. I put out videos like this every Friday helping you with your art business, and every Tuesday I put out videos on practical, more art tips and kind of tutorials and things like that. So if you did like it, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and I really look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.